We will start with the topic transcription. Here the DNA transcribes the RNA. What happens actually? That the DNA contains the genetic information. This genetic information will have reach into the cells or will be displayed with the help of proteins. So the genetic information has to reach the proteins. So when the it cannot reach in this way. The messenger of the genetic proteins is the messenger RNA. So the DNA the genetic information is coded in the RNA, and then the RNA moves from the nucleus into the cytoplasm, reaches the ribosomes, and there the proteins of that particular codes are made, or that particular proteins are made, and that process is called translation. So the flow of genetic information that I was telling about, the central dogma is that first the DNA will replicate. The DNA after replication will transcribe. That means it will make the mRNA. That means that code of the DNA, particular genes which is located in the DNA, that particular code is transcribed into the mRNA, and that mRNA will move through the nuclear pores into the cytoplasm, take that codes, take that message into the ribosomes, and there the type of protein which is required is synthesized. So this is also the central dogma, you can say, and this is a flow of information. And now what we have to read in this topic is what is transcription. So transcription is the coding of the mRNA, or the making of the new mRNA from the DNA template strand. So this mRNA which is taking this mRNA will take the information from the from the nucleus into the cytoplasm. So the DNA transcription, the synthesis of the RNA molecule from the DNA is called transcription. All eukaryotic cells have 5 major classes of RNA: the ribosomal RNA, the messenger RNA, transfer RNA, small nuclear RNA, and microRNA. The first 3 are involved in protein synthesis, while the small RNAs are involved in messenger RNA splicing and regulation of gene expression. So this splicing means the messenger RNA undergoes splicing before it becomes a messenger RNA. hnRNA undergoes splicing. So I have told you this all during RNA, but still if there is any doubt, then I will clear. Then similarities between replication and transcription. I told you that first replication occurs, the DNA replicates. The process of DNA and RNA synthesis are similar in that the general steps of initiation, elongation, and termination occurs. So that same way it occurs, that first initiation occurs, then the elongation of the strand occurs, and then termination of that activity occurs. Then large multi-components, that is large enzymes are required, and a base pairing rule according to Watson and Crick is done. So differences between the replication and transcription is that the ribonucleotides are used in RNA synthesis instead of deoxyribonucleotides. When we synthesize DNA, we make deoxyribonucleotides. When we synthesize RNA, ribonucleotides are synthesized. And one more thing, that when in RNA there is no thymine, there is uracil. So uracil replaces thymine. That means when A will code, it will not make T. Instead, A will code for uracil, U. A primer is not involved in RNA synthesis. There we needed a primer in which the RNA primer was there, but here there is no need of any primer. Only a portion of the genome is transcribed or copied into the RNA, whereas the entire genome must be copied in DNA. So when DNA is replicated, that time full DNA new strand is made, and when RNA is copied, only the required gene or the required protein has to be made. So only the required portion of the genes or the genome has to be transcribed. The whole DNA is not needed to be transcribed. There is no proofreading after the DNA RNA transcription. Then the template strand. There are 2 strands of DNA we know, and during DNA replication we also know that these 2 strands unfurl. That means they open up and there is a bubble formed. Similarly here also in RNA, template strand and the two strands are there. One of them is the strand on which the RNA is made, and the another one is a strand in which nothing is made. So the strand on which which will code for the new RNA is the template strand. So what is the difference between the template? And we know that the code which is made from the template strand will be, suppose there is a will be similar to the coding strand. How is that possible? You see here, I will explain you those points later. First you listen, see here in this 5' end, the DNA template strand. This second one is that the green color is a template strand. It contains TAGGACC. Now we need an mRNA which should contain the sequence AUCCU. So for that, the sequence which we require is present in which strand? That should TAGGA. Okay, this T will recognize, or this will make code for A will make U, G will code for C, G will code for C, A will code for U. Whereas this, you can see one more thing, that A and the DNA coding strand, this is ATCCT, and here the mRNA new strand which is formed is AUCCUGG. So you can see that A of DNA coding strand is similar to mRNA A, then T is similar to U, then C is similar to C, C similar to C, and T similar to U. That means the strand which is going to transcribe is a different, whereas the coding strand and mRNA which is made are same. Okay, so now the strand that is transcribed or copied into the RNA molecule is referred to as the template strand of the DNA. The other DNA strand, the non-template strand, is referred to as the coding strand of that gene. Now the information in the template strand is read out in the 3'-5' direction. You can see here that the DNA strand that has to be transcribed is in 3'-5' direction, the green one, and the sequence of the ribonucleotides in the RNA is in the complementary sequence, that is in the anti-parallel direction, 5' to 3' strand. In the coding strand, the sequence is same as that of the sequence of the primary transcript. Here primary transcript comes again and again, and primary transcript means the RNA which is synthesized. Okay, so with the exception of the T for U changes, coding strand corresponds exactly to the sequence of the RNA primary transcript which encodes the product of the gene. That means the mRNA and DNA is same, DNA coding strand is the same, but only instead of thymine there is uracil in the RNA. Then the template strand, in the case of the double-stranded DNA molecule containing many genes, the template strand for each gene will not necessarily be the same strand for the DNA double helix. That means that it is not necessary that for one gene the template strand will be one, and for the another gene when it is being synthesized for another gene codes, it need not be the same template strand. It can be the coding strand now becoming the template strand. Thus, a given strand of a double-stranded DNA molecule will serve as a template strand for some genes, and coding strand will serve as a template strand for some other genes. Then the transcription unit, that means the place, the site of transcription. What does it include? This transcription unit is defined as a region of the DNA that includes the signals for transcription. That means it is a place where initiation, elongation and termination will occur. The DNA dependent RNA polymerase is the enzyme responsible for polymerization of this transcription. The enzyme attaches at a specific site, that is a promoter, and this promoter lies on the template strand towards the upstream. Now suppose the DNA strand is longitudinally kept. Now the stairs are longitudinally kept. The steps of the stairs on the upper side is considered upstream, and the steps of the stairs downside is called downstream. So here what happens when we say that promoter is present upstream, that means promoter is present on the 3' end of the template strand. Okay, and that 3' end is on the upper side of that ladder, and whereas the termination end is on the downstream, that means it is on the lower side of that ladder. Understood? So then coming to, so you can see here the promoter and then the DNA template RNA polymerase, an enzyme attaches at the specific site the promoter on the template strand. This is followed by initiation of RNA synthesis. So first the enzyme will attach at the promoter site, and then initiation will start, and then what happens, the process continues until it terminates at the termination site. So this is the process, this is how it occurs. So here you can see this one is the promoter site, this is the promoter, this one is the terminator site, and in between this is the structural genes. Okay, so this is the lower one is the template strand, upper one is the coding strand, and the mRNA which is synthesized is in between these two. So coming to the RNA product which is synthesized in the 5' to 3' direction is a primary transcript. Now because the coding the template strand is from 3' to 5' direction, 3' to 5', so obviously the mRNA which will be synthesized will be in the 5' to 3' direction. In prokaryotes it can represent the product of the several contiguous genes. In mammalian cell it represents the product of a single gene. That means in prokaryotes many genes are made from one single DNA process, from one single transcription process, but in mammalian cell one process of making mRNA will synthesize only one type of gene or one type of protein. The starting point of the transcription corresponds to the 5' nucleotide of the mRNA. So then coming to the transcription unit, you can see here the yellow one promoter, then the red one is a transcriptor, and this is the RNA coding region. After that the RNA is made. Then upstream and downstream is also I have explained you. Then this is a structure of the RNA polymerase. The RNA polymerase contains 2 alpha units, here 2 alpha units, 2 beta subunits, but this beta subunit are different from each other. That's why it's written beta dash and beta, and this is a omega subunit. Then there is another one subunit that is called the sigma subunit. It recognizes the promoter. When this subunit is removed, when this omega subunit is removed, the whatever is left in this RNA polymerase is called the core enzyme. Then the bacterial DNA dependent RNA polymerase. The RNA polymerase it is a metalloenzyme. It also contains 2 zinc molecules. The core RNA polymerase, I told you core means the without sigma, okay, is associated with specific protein factor, the sigma factor, that helps the core enzyme to recognize and bind with the promoter region. So the sigma site will help in recognizing and binding with the promoter region. Now what happens? A mammalian cell possesses 3 distinct nuclear, but mammals RNA polymerase contains so many nucleotides. Polymerase contains many distinct nuclear RNA polymerases. RNA polymerase 1 synthesizes rRNA, RNA polymerase 2 synthesizes mRNA, RNA polymerase 3 synthesizes tRNA, and the prokaryotic transcription has started here. Steps for that is again initiation, elongation and termination. Overview of the prokaryotic DNA, you can see here in the first there is a promoter. This is a promoter. Okay, then RNA polymerase will bind at the promoter with the help of the beta subunit. Now this green colored part is the promoter part, and this red one arrow is the starting of the formation of mRNA. So this the initiation has started now. So then the RNA polymerase will move towards from 3' end to 5' end of the template strand, and the RNA which is being made, that is being made from 5' to 3' end. So this red colored RNA starts being made, and then it continues, and it reaches, when it reaches the termination signal, at that time the another one is there, the row unit, the row factor will recognize the termination point and it will stop. The making of the RNA will stop. So initiation of transcription, it is written here that first of all it initiates. Initiation of transcription involves binding of the RNA polymerase. Okay, then structure of bacterial prokaryotic promoter region. What is the structure of the promoter region? The promoter region contains that from the initiation point 10 base pairs before there is a Tata unit, and after that 35 base pairs before on the left side is a GACA unit, TGAXEA GACA unit. So this is a signal that this is a promoter. Okay, this is the structure of the promoter region. Here is the promoter. Then come to the initiation of transcription. Binding of the RNA polymerase to the promoter region is followed by the change of the RNA polymerase and the first nucleotide then associates with the initiation site on the subunit enzyme. So what happens now here? The RNA polymerase catalyzes the formation of phosphodiester